let's keep going. So like I mentioned, we have this associated press kit release. So we have, if we had an EPK associated with this, we would be able to see it, and I'll show you here. Here's what one of them looks like. So this West With You version has 2 EPKs associated with it. So let's jump into this first one. So this is what our electronic press kit looks like from the back end, so, or from the front end. So before it is completely created, this is what it looks like when you guys are making it. So you can add your cover art, you can add your logo for the band. You're able to set some core details, such as the title, the artist, an about section. You can add a playlist, which we'll see in just a second, videos, links, photos, files, as well as band links. So before we get into the nitty gritty, let's go ahead and look at 2 EPKs. So here's the one for the release that we've been looking at today, West With You. So already it's an awesome kind of view. We've got our band logo up here. We've got our cover art with it mirrored in the background to create a nice aesthetic. And who doesn't love a bison on the plains with the mountains behind them? So here you go. You have your about section. We've got a little blurb here that tells you about the band, gives you an option to put some information there. And here's our playlist that we just looked at, right? We've got Colorado West With You, Into the Mountains. There's our 3 tracks. We can play these right here, along with a little bit of information, just like we saw in the playlist. From there, we can add photos, and all these photos are downloadable from the EPK, right? So just like anywhere else, you right click, save image as, or if you're on a Windows computer, it's a similar process, still the right click. So continuing down, we've got some awesome band photos. Looks like they're touring and they're doing a great job. That looks like some arenas. We'll keep on going down, cool guitars. And then we get into the videos. So if you have videos that you'd like to add for this from YouTube, you can add these links. I will give a little warning. The YouTube shorts don't work the same as standard videos. They're actually a different file format that they're uploaded as. So use standard YouTube videos on your EPKs, not shorts. And then we get down into files and links. So this gives you the option, if you would so choose, to bring in, let's say, a label copy or a tracks list or a marketing one sheet that you would like whoever you're sharing this EPK with to have access to. So all I did was, I'll show you in a second, but I uploaded this on the back end, and now I can go ahead, literally just click on it. And here we go. Here's my label copy with all of the pertinent information on this release. So super helpful if you have specific documents that you need to share along with that EPK. Beyond that, you can also add any links. So I've got like the official website, a merch store, their YouTube channel, and I'm actually going to show you a second one that I made of one of my favorite bands, the band Camino. If you haven't listened to them and you like alternative, check them out. A little free plug for them this morning. But they've got their logo up here, their album artwork, along with some information on the album. I used the same West With You tracks so that I don't get into any copyright infringement. We don't like that. But here's some photos of the band. We can go down. Here's some more videos. So again, this is some of their Vivo videos, some of their official videos, all of that looking great. We've got some files. We've got a label copy, a sales sheet, and then here's some links, right? We've got the official website, the merch store, the Spotify and Apple Music page, along with some reviews. So this is a very utilitarian, but very versatile section that you can include whatever links you want to really direct someone to. So use that to your advantage, especially knowing who you're going to share this press kit with. And similarly, you don't have to add files. You're welcome to, you don't have to. So if you have maybe a label copy or maybe some sort of sales sheet or something along those lines that you really do want to make sure that is sent along with this, toss it in there. If you don't need anything in there, don't include it. This will disappear, this file section. But let's look at the creation of these. So let's go back up to here. Since I am logged in to this OpenPlay environment, I can see this where it says you're previewing this EPK while signed in. I can go back and it gets me back here. Someone who is not logged into OpenPlay won't see that little yellow banner at the top. But here's where it gets cool. So this is where we're creating and working on this. I'll go into edit just to show you what it looks like. Currently, I have this set up as anyone can view. You can also set it up, and the default when you first create this is only OpenPlay users can view. So when you do anyone can view, it will set up a public URL that you can share out for people to see the EPK. We're working on some cool sharing features, some tracking features similar to our playlisting features that we just walked through in the sharing realm. Those will be in our next release of the EPK. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm sure we'll have another walkthrough on that in the future. So that is super exciting, but we'll have some more specifics just similarly to the email. When you're sharing out a playlist, I didn't show this, but when you send it to an email, it has a nice, really cool format that shows your label logo if you've added it into your tenant, which that's in the manage area under labels and settings specifically. So if you are a current OpenPlay user, I always recommend get into that manage area, go down to settings, and add your SVG logo right here. That will go onto all of your shared documents and your playlists. So have that there so people know who they're sending it from and show off your cool logo. But let's go back to the EPK. So here's where you would add your core details, right? Any artists that you want to be included that are specific to this. And keep in mind, this doesn't have to be necessarily a one album EPK. You could, create an image for the cover art that has 4 albums, or maybe it's just your label cover art, and you're saying, hey, this is our releases for the month of July that we want you to be aware of, and maybe have, a spattering of this is our July monthly update of albums coming out. You can have a little bit in this blurb about all of those specific albums. We're not going to make you only do 100 characters or something crazy like that. So fire away in this section. But then you can create a playlist that maybe has, if it's 4 full-length albums, you could have 2 songs or every song on every album in here, along with similar videos, links, photos, and all of that. So don't think that this is required to just be one artist and one specific release. Obviously, it's created with that intention, but you can always use it for multiple releases. Or maybe if it's, let's say, a best of, and you want to include some of the historical releases from an artist that you've worked with for 20 years or something along those lines, you can include a lot of that here in the EPK. So again, playlisting, you just choose any playlist that you've created within your tenant, right? So this is any playlist that I've made right here. And then you can see, hey, look, I made it. You can add your videos. You can just do that by clicking the plus or minus, and this will allow you to drop a YouTube video URL in here, along with any links. Here's our links, right? You get your title and your URL, super simple. Similarly, band photos, right? You can click add photo, or you can click the plus and upload that just like you would upload anything else in OpenPlay, along with the files, right? We can click add file or the plus and add the file and the title here. So it's a really simple and intuitive way to create an EPK that allows you to not have to put in the hard work in some editing program, but instead allows you to use what you have in OpenPlay and what you you have in your catalog to add right here quite simply.